small fire began inside a barn, and within hours, entire neighborhoods were running for their lives. By the time the flames stopped, a huge part of Chicago had disappeared. On the night of October 8, 1871, a fire broke out in or near a small barn on DeKoven Street in Chicago. The barn belonged to Patrick and Catherine O'Leary. For years, people blamed one of their cows, claiming it kicked over a lantern. But there is no solid proof that the cow started anything. The exact cause of the fire remains unknown. What is known is that Chicago was dangerously prepared to burn. The city had suffered through weeks of dry weather. Thousands of houses, sidewalks, barns, warehouses, and even roads were made of wood. Strong winds began pushing the flames from one building to another. Burning pieces of wood flew through the air, landing on rooftops several blocks away. Firefighters rushed toward the blaze, but they were already exhausted from fighting another large fire the previous day. The flames spread faster than they could stop. Then the fire crossed the Chicago River. That was the moment many people realized the disaster was no longer under control. Families grabbed children, blankets, money, and anything else they could carry. Others escaped with nothing. People filled the streets as horses, wagons, and frightened crowds all tried to flee at once. The fire entered the center of the city. Hotels, churches, newspaper offices, government buildings, businesses, and homes collapsed into the flames. Even buildings described as fireproof could not survive the extreme heat. The city's waterworks were damaged, making it even harder for firefighters to fight back. Thousands of people rushed toward Lake Michigan and open spaces, hoping the flames would not reach them. If you want history explained simply, follow for more. Behind them, Chicago continued to burn. The fire lasted from October 8th until early October 10th, when rain and changing weather finally helped weaken the flames. Almost 3.5 square miles of the city had been destroyed. Around 7,450 buildings were gone. About 100,000 people, nearly one-third of Chicago's population, were left without homes. An estimated 300 people died, although the true number may never be known. But Chicago refused to remain in ruins. The city rebuilt rapidly, using more brick, stone, iron, and eventually steel. New fire rules and safer construction changed how parts of the city were designed. A small flame had nearly erased Chicago, but from the ashes, the city rebuilt itself stronger than before.